when it goes above 30 degrees Celsius, it splits into formic acid and formaldehyde. What is the body's temperature? The body's temperature is 37 degrees or 36.8. So, it's not good. Preserved foods, not so good. And bread, pastas, and other cereals. It's not sprouted, so you have enzyme inhibitors and undigestible cellulose. Cellulose will give fermentation. Enzyme inhibitors will block your digestive enzymes. So how are you going to absorb? The madness of mankind. We've gone mad with our food. And it's so obvious. You see it in the streets. The people are deformed, and we continue on eating this food. And the publicity. One of my projects, not directly, but it might come, is why not start court trials against people who sell pastas and Coca-Cola? And you come with the data. Look, you're doing something where people die sooner because here's the data. You sell milk, and here's the data. And we have eaten as kids foods like that, and we might have a problem like this, and as young adults. But we didn't know that. And of course, it's not that these people get condemned that would do it. It's just to raise the consciousness, to make some press about that. But it's true to sell. What happened with tobacco industry? You have to put warnings. This is unhealthy for diet. I think that should be a solution. You put warning. This is unhealthy. This is bad for your health. And then the foods with pesticides. This is bad for your health. Can kill you slowly. So I think this is a thing that could be done just to raise consciousness how important it is that we eat better. Bread, margarine significantly associated with more colonic cancer death. Pastries consumption, more coronary heart disease mortality. Voila. We have the data. Avoid cereals, etc. Prefer rice. But it should be sprouted rice, so you should add here something. Everything goes so quick that I see that it's already outdated, some of the information here. If you still eat them, or the patient still wants to eat them, should add pancreatic enzymes. It will help digest. Because it will overcome the fact that it blocks our own pancreatic enzymes, that food, if we have more pancreatic enzymes in it. Also, the risk of breast cancer increases. I hope it's not mine. I should stop that. I'm not putting it in the right place, neither. So, more risk of breast cancer with drinking alcohol. So they're going to have a lot of cancers with drinking all that. So, how can we have gone so crazy? We take toxics every day for the fun, to get pleasure. How to make a man a woman? Drink alcohol, It's very easy. Drink everyday alcohol. The man becomes a woman. Looks like a woman. Breast, you have to put a bra. Belly, more fat here. And shrinking of his penis. Perfect, Fantastic, French alcohol. Highest cancer mortality in Europe for men in France. So, there's special courses on this, but just to remember, there's estrogens in the alcohol, microestrogens, phytoestrogens, and estrogenic pesticides. And when you drink alcohol, that converts your own testosterone to estradiol. So super. If you have transsexual tendency as a man, start with alcohol. but not good for anti-aging. Cans, antibiotics contain preservatives that blocks metabolism, not so good. And it can get also yeast overgrowth. So there are many things like that once you know it, it makes common sense. But you do have to do a lot of wakening up your patients. Food quality importance. So the diet that optimizes the hormone levels is actually a diet rich in carbohydrates that are fresh vegetables, fruits with low sugar, sprouted grains. And then proteins, meat, fish, poultry, eggs. So, how can a real vegetarian still have a reasonable amount of proteins? Well, maybe by eating a lot of sprouted grains it works, and a lot of fruits, low sugar. Fat, very important to eat fat. All the walls of your cell, the membranes of your cell is full of fat. So you need fat, but not cooked at high temperature, so it oxidizes. And of course, so eating following the actual food pyramid, you get to be very quickly older. That's the actual food pyramid with grains at the basis that are not sprouted, and all sorts of food and not so much protein. And actually the new one should be with a lot of vegetables and fruits at the basis, but mostly, and also a lot more, I would say, animal protein, 200 to 300 grams at least, to get a good muscular structure. This to see the more healthy foods you eat, different kinds, varying, the better your mortality. This is not much healthy foods, and then the more each time you eat more healthy foods, your mortality goes down per week. The number of different healthy foods you eat. For instance, apples and cauliflower and all those things. And if there's good variation, the more there's variation, the more you eat. Even if you eat unhealthy foods with it. So there was also here a little that people eat a lot of 16, 17 unhealthy foods, but also they eat a lot of unhealthy foods, but they were here for the healthy foods. And well, they had almost the same mortality. So the diet is actually the diet that our ancestors had in Paleolithic times. Is best adapted for the hormones, best adapted for anti-aging. So that's how it should look like. Don't it look beautiful and healthy? So, of course, it's a joke. But what is not a joke is that the food that he ate was possibly better adapted for our body. And it's a food rich in protein and sufficient calories. There were quite a lot of calories, but not cooked at that time. So we should cook at low temperature or not cook it. Fresh, organic, and poor in carbohydrates that are not good. So this could be good if it's not full of pesticides, and these could be good, these things, if it's not full of pesticides. So that's very important.